All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Orange Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for July 6, 2020. Before we begin, just introduce who we have here today. Matt Pickering, we have, Deborah Stonick, Pat Panza, Rudy Miller, and my name is Noah Eisenhandler. In addition, we have Jack Demura, am I pronouncing it correct?
Demergent,
who's the new zoning officer here in Orange and replacing or attempting to replace Paul. So welcome, and we look forward to many more meetings with you.
thank you very much.
And this is for the benefit of Dan. I don't know if anybody else is listening, but it's going to take 4 positive votes. We have 4 members. We have a quorum. It'll take 4 positive votes to approve the variance that you've requested tonight. All variance approvals must be recorded on the official land records for the town clerk's office to be valid. All our actions this board must be acted upon with 1 year to be valid. Now we have 4 members. You're entitled to have 5 members. If you have 5 members, all you need is 4 out of 5 to vote in your favor. If you only have 4 members, you need 100% 4 out of 4. So you have the option of postponing this meeting until we get a 5th member. It's your call. It's
No, I go forward.
okay. Thank you. And all hearings will be read the following order. All correspondence will be read into the file. The applicant will be heard first, followed by anyone else wishing to speak in favor of the application. Anyone in rebuttal and opposition could also be heard. If there is opposition, the applicant will have a short rebuttal. All personnel, we're not in person, so anyone's going to address the board, and I'm assuming that is possible. I don't know if anybody else is even watching this, but they would have to give you a name and address prior to the commencement. Now, before we begin, I have in front of me the minutes from March 2nd, 2020, our last meeting. Does anybody want to make a motion to accept the minutes as written?
So moved.
Rudy makes a motion. All in favor, say
I'll
aye.
second it.
All right, it's all in favor. I also should introduce Deb Satonic and Bonnie Sayet, who are recording secretary and secretary respectively. Now, there is one matter down for tonight, and I will read the notice. Notice is hereby given that the Orange Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a meeting on Monday, July 6, 2020 at 7 p.m. There will be an online Zoom meeting to conduct a public hearing on the following. Petition number 1813 submitted by Dana DeRocha for property known as 330 Dogburn Lane for construction of a 16 by 20 deck, a variance of 383-30C setback from other property lines requested. Application materials are on file in the Orange Zoning Board. A copy of this notice has been filed in the Orange Town Clerk, dated Orange, Connecticut, this 19th day of June, 2020. Signed, no ayes on the chairman, Orange Zoning Board of Appeals. Having said that, I'm going to call the first meeting, first and only matter, and call Mr. DeRosa. Obviously, we see who you are, see your name. Can you just identify yourself and tell us where you live?
Sure. My name is Dana DeRosiers. You can call me Dan. I live at 330 Dogburn Lane in Orange. And I appreciate you all listening to my appeal tonight for approval for the deck that I'd like to build.
All right, so you're looking for a variance for the setback from the other property line, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and I see your map.
Yeah.
And your neighbor is the Orange Hills, correct?
Orange Hill's correct. And
We do have a letter from Judy Smith that I'll read it to the file when the gentleman is done. All right, what do you want to tell us about this project, sir?
okay, so I like to build a deck on the house, and I understand there is a 25-foot setback, which I would. So the hardship I have here is I have a non-conforming lot. The lot size is 0.643 acres, and the house itself is 19. The rear right-hand corner of the house is 19.1 feet from the property line. So my application is to build a deck 16 feet back from that, which would bring that right rear corner of the deck 13.6. So we're talking about 11.4 feet.
Now, that's in line with the garage that you have there, right?
Yeah.
It's in line with the garage, and if you could see on the map, the property is kind of It's
Irregular.
irregular property. It's on an angle, so the house, the front of the house is a lot closer, a lot farther from the rear of the house. And in order for me to have that deck built, I would have to be approved. And the other hardship is there's to move, all other options were looked at to build a deck the side of the rear of the house, but I have a hatch going into the basement that needed to, I need access to that. So this is kind of the only option left for me is to put it on the right rear corner.
Okay. And it's a kind of unique size lot, angle on it, pre-existing. How old is the house?
It built in 1949, so 70 years.
Okay. All right, anything else you want to tell us, sir?
No, you do have the letter from Judy and,
Yeah, I'm gonna read that when the board's your questions. I'll read that letter into the file, into the record.
no, that's all I'd like to say. Just the hardship of the lot size and the irregularity of it and the design. And every other option has been exhausted. That's all I have to say.
All right, does any of the members have any questions for the gentleman?
Pretty straightforward.
Matt,
I'm good.
Rudy, Pat?
Same here.
I'm good. All right, so having no questions, is there anyone else wish to speak in favor of the applicant? Let me ask Jack, do people have access online to this? Could someone-
People with the agenda have been provided my information and contact, info, and well aware that if they were to give input, they would have had to contact me before the meeting or send me an email, and I would have read their opinions and on their behalf. I've not been contacted. The only opinion we've gotten was that letter from Judy.
Okay, so no one else, we don't know if anybody's viewing this live, but even if they are, they can't voice.
They should have given their opinion to me prior to that, and that's fine with the public hearings. That's kind of the system that we've worked out.
All right, then I guess it's safe to assume there's no one speaking in opposition. So I will close the public aspect, but before I do, I'm going to read this letter. It's an email to Jack. It says, "Dear Jack, kindly share this email with the Zoning Board of Appeals members. Dear Zoning Board of Appeal members, we are writing to you to express our support for Dan DeRocher's application to build a deck at his home on 330 Dogwood Lane, for which he needs a variance for a setback requirement. As an abutting landowner, we see no negative impacts to our property. Hopefully, after your review analysis of the application, you will support the proposal. Respectfully submitted, Walter Smith, Jude Smith, and Judy Smith, Orange Hills Country Club, 389 Racebrook Road, Orange, Connecticut." All right, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a
So
motion.
moved. I make a motion.
Okay,
Okay,
Matt's made the
Okay.
motion, Rudy seconded.
thank you.
It's pretty clear cut. I mean, it is a unique piece of property. It's got a stockade fence there, so the golfers aren't gonna see it. So he probably has a couple of my golf balls on his land. I could. Good. Is there any other discussion?
It's cut and dry. It's a deck. It's not like he's looking to put a 4-story addition on.
All right, so is there a motion to grant the easement as proposed?
I make the motion to
moved.
grant, I
Okay,
make the motion to grant the easement as proposed.
Pat makes the motion. Okay, so we have to vote on it now. Deb?
Who seconded it?
roll.
Was it Rudy?
Yes, I did.
Rudy seconded.
Okay. Pat,
Yes.
Rudy,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Noah?
Yes, you're all set, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. Any other business before the board?
Nope.
Is there a motion to close the meeting?
So
Make a
moved.
Rudy makes the motion.
Second.
Pat seconds. The meeting's closed.